what? Was kind of the reaction. I didn't even know that they did that, and I guess they don't because this is the first one that they're doing. So it was exciting. It was kind of cool. You know, I kind of looked into it a little bit and tried to figure out what exactly they were talking about. But it's exciting. I mean, it's flattering. It's gratifying. It's it's unique. The fact that they wanted to take this show specifically and work with the actual characters, and it's not just the concept, like they're doing it detail by detail. So the fact that there was that much of an interest in what we do is and that they wanted to replicate that with an animated series. It was very cool. No, I'm not as familiar with it as I'd like to be, but I assume now that this is happening, I probably will familiarize myself a little bit better with it. The detail in it's very realistic for being an animation, and it's very stylized. I like stylized type of stuff. We're doing stuff this season that has a very different style from what we're used to doing, and that's just in the live action. So that kind of stylized artwork is always kind of cool, and there's obviously a giant market for this stuff, so it's cool to jump on the bandwagon. I think he's much more handsome than I am. It's very flattering to know that that I actually am almost as tall as Sam in the animation. Yeah, it's good. They did a great job. I mean, I got to look at a few sketches of what they were trying to do before they finalized one, and I kind of got to sign off on one. So looks good. I would say it represents Dean better than it represents me, which is I'm happy with that. It is nice to know that they wanted that, though, and it's cool to be a part of it and more of just signing off on an image. So yeah, it's nice that they're actually going to give us the opportunity to get involved with the production of it. Even though it's just for 2 episodes, it's still pretty cool. And I guess the guys that are doing that dub us in Japan for the live action are also doing the voices for the animation, which. It's completely different. Live action, you're there, you're in surroundings, you're working with different actors. The scene is run as a whole, whereas in an animated type of genre, you're in a sound booth with headphones on in front of a mic, and you've got a script, and each line is written, is a cue, has a number. So you do basically one line 3 different ways, and then you move on to the next line. So there's not that kind of flow of a scene that you would have with another actor, and you're by yourself. So you just hope that the way you're reading the line plays in together with the whole scene and with the way you're reading the rest of the lines, and then how the other actor is going to come in and read his lines. So there's like a lot of detachment that comes with doing the animation, but I guess it's something that once you do, you can kind of get a knack for it and get good at it, hopefully. What's nice with the anime or any kind of animation type stuff is that they can kind of take what the limitations that are put on live action, and they can go nuts. They can exploit those, and they can go bigger and faster and stronger and do 3 flips, and so it's kind of neat to see what we deal with on the show, what our characters deal with on the show in a live action sense, how much they can kind of blow that up in the animation. There was a shapeshifter in the first episode of the animation, and I remember shooting that in the live action, and it was like, you know, peeling skin off, and so they had to create like some sort of like, you know, prosthetic piece that they could put on that I could pull off. Whereas in the animation, it's like the body blows up into all these bubbles and then bursts, and there's things coming out of the ribs, and it's like, we can't do that in live action. So it's kind of cool to see that, you know, how big and how great and fast and giant they can go with the animation. That's impressive to me. I like that. I think it fits the show very well. I think, you know, it has that kind of dismal kind of grays and blues, and you know, one of the reasons that filming in Vancouver, Canada works so well for the live action show is that it you know, it has kind of a lot of times there's kind of a cloud cover, so you get those grays and that blues and that flat light, which works really well for a show of this style. I think they've recreated that quite well in the animation with the, you know, with just that kind of tonal quality to it. So I think it works really well. I mean, it's, you know, it's another part of the family. I think you know, if you like Supernatural, you're probably going to like this as well. And you know, I'm not a big animation guy. I just haven't been exposed to a whole lot of it. And you know, when I saw it, I was really into it. I really enjoyed it. And also, it's nice to know so much about those characters in that show, and then be able to get to enjoy it kind of in a different light. Well, we're like episode 112 right now, so to even think back that far is a stretch for me. Uh, there was one episode that I'd be interested to see how they do, just because it brings back a lot of characters, and it was also a big episode for Dean, for me, so it kind of resonates with me a little bit more. But that was What Is and What Should Never Be. And I kind of like to see that, see Mom back in the picture, and see, you know, the Jessica character back in the picture, see those kind of flashes from the guy's past. That'd be kind of cool to see something like that. It looks great. It's detailed right. It sounds good. I think they did a really good job. No. No, I don't. And but if they come on the show, I'm sure the writers will let Sam and Dean know, and then that in turn will then let Jensen know. So feel free. There's too many to name. Yeah, you know, we like to keep it fun and exciting on set, and you know, there's always, you always gotta have to watch your back around certain people. I'll say the most recent one, Jared found Misha's cell phone, and oddly enough decided to make a few phone calls to Japan. I'm not sure who he called, but I'm sure that phone bill was nice. Um, you know, I think that's, if they're liking what they see in the animation, then they should give the live action a shot. You know, uh, it's very similar. I'm watching the animation going, wow, this could very easily be a live action episode. So, you know, I think if you like the live action, you're going to like the animation. If you like the animation, chances are you're going to like the live action.